If you want to check out a live comedy pop-up, our next live show is June 29th at the Kiwanis Club in Hermosa Beach. For more information on that show or any of our future shows, please check out our website, comedypopupla.com. All right, let's start the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. I am Sean Grant, filling in for the great Ron G, who is out of town, I'm supposing, Paul? Or
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Doing big things, as always.
You know what he's doing? He's filming his TV show.
Oh, he's filming a TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Big things.
Well, yeah, and I'm here covering the podcast for him.
Yeah.
I'm glad to
next.
be here.
You're next with the TV.
I'd rather be here with you, Paul.
Oh, thank you.
I said no to that Nickelodeon show so that I could be here with you and these two lovely ladies who are our guests for today. So as you guys know, we are bringing the best and brightest comedians from all over Los Angeles, and they come and share a slice of life and a part of their journey with us here at the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. And today is no exception. Today we have the first guest who I'll introduce. She's been featured at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. She's also always at the Hollywood Improv. She's a featured entertainer on All Def Digital, and she's actually the first female finalist for the Shaq All-Star competition. Big round of applause for Miss Tacarra Williams. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. CPU.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And to her, oh man, I got it all twisted. To her right.
Yes,
My left is this. She's a feature entertainer at the Punchline San Francisco. Also, she feature entertainer at the Punchline Sacramento. She runs a regular comedy show called Two Doors Down at the Hollywood Lab. And that's, I believe, we'll find out. I think monthly or week, could be weekly. Anyway, big round of applause for Miss Lydia Popovich. Hello. Sorry about that, Lydia.
Hello.
I should have got the more information about Two Doors Down. Is that weekly or monthly?
It's monthly.
Monthly.
Yep.
Dope.
Show's June 25th.
June 25th. Yeah. And this is coming out next week, right? Right, Paul?
Yeah, this will probably already be done.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Will it?
Yeah.
Oh.
All good.
Missed it by, I'm sure it was amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible. The next one's in July. I don't know. I don't remember the date.
Oh, word.
Somewhere,
well, thank you guys for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, man. So you started in San Francisco, is that right, Lydia?
I did, in the Bay Area, correct.
Oh, okay. Cool.
San Francisco.
Nice. And in Tacarra, did you start in on the West Coast?
No. I started in New York. I'm from New York originally.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, not from Cali at all. I love Cali though.
Yeah. What made both of you, I guess, what made you make the transition down here from New York?
From New York. I was doing comedy for New York in about 2 years. Mm-hmm. And doing it in 2 years, I had done so much in 2 years. And one day I woke up and I just kind of said, this isn't big enough. There's more.
Absolutely.
And then I just, it was tough because I got kids. I'm a mom.
Word.
And I was like, I'm just doing.
Yeah.
Up and came to California.
That's a brave move, man.
Yeah, it was the best one I made, though.
I love that. Heck yeah.
Excited about it.
And you as well, Lydia, like you kind of...
I mean, it's a similar story. I think both of us, wherever you come from, you kind of, you reach the boundaries of what you can achieve where you're at. And you need to, you either start traveling and you start seeing that there's more challenges to be had and you want to experience more of that. So it's likewise for me. And it's a little bit less of a journey. I certainly don't have kids, but I did have a cat for 18 years and then she died. And then I was like, I'm free. Let's do this. Let's take this cat. Let's get her, incinerated. Let's put her ashes in a box and put everything else in a box and let's go. Let's go.
That's how it goes.
Let's go down to LA, and it's close enough from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And I've been making several trips, so I knew a lot of people down here, and I had a nice base, so it didn't really feel like that big of a journey, to be honest with you. I had a really seamless transition here. It was really, I'm very fortunate, but it also was super calculated. Like I heard all these horror stories of people moving out like, oh, it's so rough. Like, oh, it's so rough. And I moved here and I was like, oh, I'm a regular at the Improv. That's great.
It really isn't, comedy-wise isn't, I've been here for 6 years now and I've done pretty good comedy-wise. I actually have a special dropping on August 10th with Comedy Central.
Oh, dope.
I'm super excited about that.
So cool.
It hasn't been tough comedy, family-wise, yes.
Oh, right.
Getting the kids situated. And then I was married and now I'm divorced. Like, that's been tough. Yeah. Comedy has been my my comfort.
Yeah.
From all the other, things going on in life.
I feel like that's the toughest part of the transition is settling in and like...
Yeah, it's settling in. And then my ex did comedy too. So that was a headache. And, it was just... I
don't want to... No.
I'm not going to say who he is.
okay. Man, I almost got the exclusive, Paul. You saw me?
This ain't the
That was on
Breakfast
song.
Club.
I know.
This ain't the
I
Breakfast Club.
almost
You ain't going
Charlemagne that shit.
Close.
Get that dirt on this month.
know.
No.
But it was
Charlemagne
tough. It was tough. But I love it though. Comedy is definitely, it does what it does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys both had a pretty seamless transition as far as into comedy because
into comedy.
when you come to LA, I mean, it's maybe not so far removed from San Francisco, but it's almost like from other scenes you have to start over.
You do.
It would seem.
You do. And,
yeah.
and I think that one of the things was that when I was moving here, everybody from New York told me not to. Especially like the older vet comedians. They'll be like, don't move. There's no money in California.
Right.
You're going to be broke in California. You're going to take the kids out there. I'll see you in a couple years. I'll see you when you move back because I moved out there and I did this and I did that. And I said, well, you guys didn't move out there. You went to live out. I said, you guys didn't live there.
Right.
You stayed there. So I think I spoke to my uncle, his name's Freddie Ricks from New York, and he said when
Freddie Ricks, comedian.
Yeah. And
I
he
love
said-
that dude.
Yeah.
So funny.
He's amazing.
Oh, my
and
God.
And he said when you move to California, you have to be prepared to live there. Don't move there and get a roommate and try to play around. You have to live there. You have to work there. You need to get a job, get insurance, take care of the kids, get a car, move around. You have to live and invest
Exactly.
in this space. You can't just go there and say, you know what, people, I'm gonna go there for 6 months. And if I don't make it in 6 months, then I'm gonna go,
Exactly.
No, you have to live here.
LA is definitely a city where people want to find you invested. And that's why, like, from San Francisco, a lot of people come down, they're like, oh, why would you move there? You can just go get spots. It's easier to get spots if you don't live there. And I'm like, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's good to come down and create those relationships, but until you're part of the community here, you're not going to start getting regular spots because you see what's in front of you because there's so many people here and there's a lot of spots, but there's less to do in one night. Like in New York, you can do a ton of stuff in one
3-4
night.
shows in one night. Here,
Yeah, so it's like, if everybody sees everybody all the time in New York, and here you can go weeks, months,
Oh, man.
months, and
Absolutely.
not see somebody, and people could be doing comedy equally. I've been doing comedy 8 years, you've been doing comedy 8 years, but you've never crossed paths in Los Angeles
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah,
also
so
this
true.
like division of scenes.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're a black comic and you only do black rooms, if you're a Latino comic, you only do Latino rooms. If you're an alternative comic, you don't do clubs. If you're a club comic, you don't do alternative stuff.
Right.
Like that's the thing that's big and different, I think, here from even like from New York or from LA or from other scenes.
It's true.
Like that doesn't exist there. Like you're funny or you're not funny.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's why I try to branch off everywhere.
Exactly.
Like I love the Laugh Factory, and I host First Impressions on Chocolate Sundaes.
Oh, dope.
First female to ever do that too.
Yeah,
to ever host that
yeah.
show. But I also do Mondays.
Right,
And I do
right,
Wednesdays
right.
and Thursdays and Fridays. And I just hosted Laugh Factory Long Beach because I don't want to be stuck at that line because then that creates a barrier for you as a person.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to book you because, you only do black rooms or you only have, black material. You have to be diverse in all fields.
Absolutely.
So
I feel like it's a lot easier nowadays to fall into that niche because
It is.
It is because he can make a living
But some people want to fall into it.
That's what, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
'Cause they wanna
the
be
black
safe. They don't
comedian.
wanna be-
No, I
they
want
don't
to
wanna be challenged.
Yeah, I want to be everything. I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to. It's hard to travel if you can't be diverse.
Right,
100%.
right. Yeah, I think a lot of comics who I see out here, you get, you think everybody thinks like us, like on the
They
coast.
don't.
They don't. You
They
go into
don't.
that middle part of America. Not saying that you change your beliefs, but you might strategize a little differently
I had
about
a comedian.
your approach.
We went on the road, and he I just went to do some. I did like a weekend, did 6 shows with him, and he had an opener that he had to go, and I was featuring. And the opener went up there and started talking about something. Remember that time? Remember food stamps? And I was like, no, they don't.
Right.
These guys
Depending
don't.
on
This is
it's
nope, it's not crowd.
Any joke that's predicated on you either agreeing with me or knowing exactly what I'm talking about is a problem.
It was just so quiet.
If the joke can only work if you hate Trump or if you hate whatever. The thing is that
Remember
the
government
subject matter
cheese?
then-
And I was like, they don't look like they know.
yeah, you could still do the thing. I think you can still accomplish whatever
But
it is.
say I.
But yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Well,
You know?
you don't have to like create like it's. I feel like that's sometimes not to like diss on that person, but like sometimes that's a lazy way to get to what you
Yeah,
say. You're
yeah.
asking for permission to say what you
Yeah.
already know.
Just go for
So
it.
just say what you know. Say,
Yeah.
hey, I grew up on government cheese.
Yeah.
I grew up with food stamps.
And then say what your experience
Yes.
was,
Right.
but don't expect me to know. But that's what comedy is, and I think that people say there's comedians and then there's comics, you know, and I've always been told that comics is, you know, the people that'll just, it's like a knock joke comic, you know, and then the comedians bring you in, you know. So
right.
I don't know, I never met Lydia before, but if I've ever did stand up in front of her, she'd be like,
yes, you have. We did this damn show together.
There we
we
go.
sure did.
We
You
family.
know, you know what's funny?
Instant family.
You know what's funny? When you walked in, I didn't recognize
It's
you.
months ago. Too.
Right.
This is like
When
months
you
ago.
walked
This is
in,
like
I said I
Halloween
want to
last
say
year.
something to her, but I feel like I don't know.
you
But I
guys
feel like
did
I do know
this
her.
show?
I feel like I
Comedy
don't know
Pop-Up.
her.
The
The live comedy
stage-
And you gave me the
Yes.
information for another woman who did the female show.
Yep, I'm gonna ask you about that today. See if you do it because you should come and do it.
Okay, I want to do it.
Yeah. It's Women Crush Wednesdays
there
every
we go.
Wednesday.
Dang, it is
at
you.
the Hollywood
You look
Improv.
different
It's fire
today.
show.
Yes,
Yeah, I have my
yes.
hair all the way
Okay.
up.
Okay.
I have my hair in
That's
twisted
probably
little
why
milkmaid braids.
you did have
So-
milkmaid braids.
So yeah,
You did. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Women who change our hair, our
Exactly.
entire
Change the
everything.
whole everything.
freaking
See how
changes.
comedy
Okay,
pop-up brings people together? See what we do here?
Yeah.
I forgot what we was talking about. We were about to have a whole girl moment.
No.
I just turned into something else.
Comics versus comedians.
Oh, so comics are. I believe also that comics are like knock jokes comedian. You know, you could be funny to the moon and back, but when you get off stage, what do we remember?
Right.
A comedian brings you in to their world. Like, you know, so even when I shot my special, the producers were like,
Congratulations.
thank you. They said, we know everything about you. They know how many kids I have and what each child is like and
Exactly.
where I work at and what I do for a living and now I'm dating. I'm newly single and how am I figuring that out? So it's not about saying, hey, can I have your permission to do this joke? It's, I'm going to do this joke, but I want you to come in let me bring you in to my world.
I want you to know who I am. And
Yeah.
I feel like those comedians, comedians versus comics, it'd be a lot easier to steal from a comic than it would a comedian, because in order to do that, the details, the
do.
things specific to your life,
I seen a
would
comic
have
do a
to-
joke about kids
It
and
would
he
be a
had no
lot
kids.
harder. Uh-huh.
I see the comic do a joke about a daughter. Yeah, because when I take my daughter here, my daughter. He got.
It was very similar
I said, how old is your daughter? Because then she can hang out with my daughter. He was like, I ain't got no kids.
Whoa. And you don't think that it didn't
I said,
affect the
oh.
crowd in any
I
way?
said,
Like
oh shit, you ain't got no.
he was killing with that material?
He was doing great with the material, but
Oh,
it wasn't
wow.
his material because he doesn't have children.
Wow. Usually, I mean, I'm not.
But he kept saying, my daughter, my daughter,
Yeah.
my daughter, my daughter.
That must be he's probably crazy.
I never
because
looked
he'd
at
have
him.
to honestly
I never looked
believe
at him the same.
details that come out. Because I've seen people try to do jokes about going to jail. You're like, you ain't go to jail.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? It's the detail. But maybe it's just so. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
No. Yeah, like what's been your experience with that sort of thing? Can you tell?
For me, it's a level of vulnerability. That's when I am attracted to comics on stage. When
Right.
comics are vulnerable, they're you can tell or you cannot tell whether they're killing with that material or not. Somebody could be killing, quote unquote, killing. Somebody could be crushing in a room and people are dying to it. But to me, I can tell whether or not that person is being true, whether that person has vulnerability of where they're coming from, speaks from a genuine experience.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that like all people come to comedy for different reasons, right? Like I come to comedy because it's something I can't not do. It's
Yeah.
something that I am compelled to do.
Absolutely.
It is something that when I do it, yes, I want to make people laugh, but I also want to
need it.
enrich people's lives. I also want to make sure that people, like I always make a joke. I'm like, you're going to get these laughs, but you're also going to you need to get this information. You need to get this message.
Right,
Like
right.
speak a lot about women and female empowerment and body positivity and just like stories of just like crazy stuff that I've seen in my life. And it's like, I like those connecting moments. For me, that's why I do comedy.
Yeah.
But there's other people that come to comedy because they straight up want to be famous. Just like
Yeah.
people start rapping and they don't have no business rapping, but they rap and they put out mixtapes until somebody's like, you have 9 million followers, you are now a rapper. Like that's the difference between industry and
Yeah.
not. So whether or not that person really had a daughter, like I wouldn't probably laugh at that just in the way that you didn't. And you'll never look at that comic the same
Yeah.
way in the same,
I
because
don't.
you're just like, oh, you're not real.
Yeah.
You're not even a person. You're not
Yeah.
even here providing anything to this art or this community, because that's
Yeah.
what this is. This is an art form.
Yeah.
We dedicate our lives to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't a game. I'm not here to just like have a cute hobby on the weekend.
Yeah, this is our life.
Exactly.
And that's one of the reasons why, and it's unfortunate, but I smiled when this happened, and I shouldn't have, but it was a good thing, smiling. When you have like the internet, and I was against internet comedians or internet, they do their little videos and stuff like that, the little 60-second videos and stuff, and then they try, I'm going to do stand-up.
Yeah.
And then they get on stage speech
Right.
and they take it to the face.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I
yes,
mean-
you have 1.7 million followers, and yes, you have millions of views. But what you do for 60 seconds on social media is completely
Right.
different from getting on stage and getting the audience to think that what you think is funny. You know?
It's unfortunate
And-
because I think a lot of them they just have that spotlight on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody sucks when you start. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
know. So in order to do that in front of with a fan base already, imagine that. Imagine the first time you hit a stage.
Humble yourself.
Well, if you were able to
Don't
do
take-
that,
don't take,
and go to the mics and actually go, not say
Yeah.
I'm going to sell a tour now.
Yeah,
You
and
know
then
what
go
I mean?
on this tour,
Immediately
Yeah.
respect this
and we're
new-
getting this. This person is just
Yeah.
recording you, taking it to the face. So for me, it's like, yes, you have
Yikes.
millions of followers. Yes, you have. That's great, but humble yourself for it's disrespectful to us this is what we do.
Yeah.
For you to just walk into a place and be like, my name, I want to go up, or they're selling out, $10,000, $15,000 seated, places, and then they go up there, and then there's nothing,
It's unfortunate because
and then they come into comedy clubs and they're rude to us,
Right.
because they have this following.
Yeah.
But I don't blame them. I blame the promoters.
I'd be like,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's the business. It's the architecture.
The business that, because they don't care if you're good or not. Can you fill in these seats? And-
Yeah.
But my thing is always, can we get them back?
Exactly. See, that's the thing and what's unfortunate is sometimes that could be a person's first experience with stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've seen people like, oh, I don't do that. Like, I don't go to, they've been turned off of it because of a bad experience
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like that. Like, or, paying to see somebody or even a
Mm-hmm.
free show. I've seen free shows turn people off of comedy. Like, oh, I'll just go if I'm familiar with the comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
But
I won't just go.
I think what you just said is really important because we also have to remember, and I think maybe LA, it's a hard city to remember that just because these clubs that we go to are full no matter what all the time. But like when you start going to smaller towns, when you start going to cities that have working class populations, even if you start going to like suburbs of Los Angeles and you start going to other places, these folks, like this is their night out that week.
Yeah.
Right.
So like they are spending money. Like this is a situation. They don't do this every week. They
Yep.
don't just fall through clubs on Wednesdays because
Yeah.
they're open and they're out and they have nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. They
these
planned
people have
this.
planned exactly.
Yeah.
They have planned this, whether, they decided and there wasn't someone that they knew specifically, so they took a chance and they had a good time last time with someone they loved. And they're
Right.
like, oh, once a month, let's go to the club. Let's go see this.
Yeah.
And they're taking hard-earned money out of their pocket. They're
Yeah.
taking time with friends or family or a loved one or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever to come down there. And then now you're out of pocket like $80. Like, let's remember how much
Yeah.
this costs for them.
Exactly.
Drink minimum.
Yeah.
Plus your entry fee.
You could,
Exactly. Plus,
Yeah.
like, just like making sure that like you're responsible for that other person having a good time. Like that
Yo.
could ruin someone's whole week and start a whole fight and
You
like
could-
absolutely fuck up a
I've
marriage.
seen
for a
somebody,
week,
I
you
was
know?
at, yeah.
Oh, you brought me to that.
I can't believe we spent $200.
You ruined my 50th birthday.
Yeah, I wanted
I'll
to go
never
out
get
to
that
Olive
birthday
Garden. I
back.
wanted to go here. I wanted to stay home. I wanted to buy that one thing, but
Yeah.
no, you wanted to go to the comedy club. And next thing you know,
Yeah.
you have something unraveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Man.
and they're never going to come back.
That's
they're
so
not going to
true.
tell people, and they're going to be like, "Oh, don't go see comedy. That's too expensive. It's not worth it."
That's
Yeah.
so
It's a
true.
waste of
I
time.
did to bring in this year. I was at Ha Ha Cafe. I won't say his name, but there was a comedian that, my God, I almost fought him. He was so bad, like he on purpose, because I've seen him do well. And he went up and ruined people's year. I'm like, this is people's year. Like
Yeah.
they went, it wasn't a packed room because other people had other things to do that night. But the people that did came to Ha Ha. They said, we want to say goodbye to 2017 and say hello to 2018 with this experience. And he went up there. I'm talking about had a breakdown, but like he thought it would be. It wasn't even that he had a breakdown. He abused the crowd while he did it. Made a dude come on stage, take his shirt off. Yo, dude, you know
I
what I'm
want to
talking
know
about?
when we get off because that's.
Yeah,
wild.
I mean, I'll say his fucking name. I don't even care. Do you mind, Paul?
Don't say it.
Don't say
Don't
his
say
name.
it.
Don't
You can
say
write
it.
it on this
He's
piece of
all right.
paper
I
and
mean,
send it to me.
yeah,
Because I
just
was
write
about
it
like,
down.
yo,
We'll send it to you if you leave a 5-star review on iTunes.
Yeah,
I will.
He probably does your shows or something like that, and he's a funny dude. Like
Send
he's
it,
funny,
write it.
but it just so.
I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to know
Yeah,
if I know.
He's a white boy. Here he is. There, boom. I wrote his name down. There he is. There he is. That motherfucking fucker. And if you want a clue, his first name is my last name, and then
Okay.
I'll let you. My last name is Grant. Anyway, fucking dude gets up And he's like, makes the dude take his shirt off. And because here's the thing, the dude trusted him. And he brought his wife up and made her feel on his nipple. And they didn't realize it wouldn't be funny because Josh Adam Myers hosted. He's funny. And I forget, like a bunch of funny people went up. So you could see it like, oh, this is going to be good. He's a professional.
Yeah.
He ruined their night. And then people walked out and I'm last. So I'm like, my whole set was, fuck that dude. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody was cool with it because they hated him. But anyway, back to the idea of you have a responsibility.
You had a whole moment just now.
I'm sorry. No, because
still
you
mad.
You sat up in
I'm
your
fucking
chair.
mad.
You almost took your jacket off.
Fucking
he did.
mad.
I thought you were gonna tell me to touch your nipple.
No, he fucking made his
going.
wife.
I
Like,
thought he would mad because he just he got this like cast off Nickelodeon
I know,
shirt because
I like
boy,
it.
you got the
It's so
shirt,
good.
boy got the TV show.
Yeah.
I thought that's what he was
Damn,
still
Ron
working
G
some
gave
shit
me.
out.
This is all I got to do the show today. Is Ron G
He's like,
donated
here,
this
wear this Nickelodeon shirt.
to me.
I'm gonna go make money moves. Enjoy this hour in a kind of hot room.
Yeah, it's a little heavy. In here.
It's not. It's you. It's you over there angry.
Yeah.
Is it me? Oh, okay.
I'm making jokes about hotness because you just like.
Oh, because I got that. Yeah, I got a little warm-blooded Latino in
Yeah.
me. Man, yeah, but that was comedians. You're responsible for people's night out, their marriages. Tacarra said, their lives. I mean, when you go out to a show,
It's unfortunate.
keep that in mind.
I don't see that too much though. I don't give a fuck. Like when I get on stage, I don't care because if I have to,
You don't care about the audience, or you don't care about what the other performers did.
I
or
don't
what do you
care
mean?
about whether you think I'm funny or not.
Oh, okay.
You know, some people stress like if I do the show, will they think it's funny? But what if maybe I should change this and change this?
Yeah.
No, just
no. I don't mind you bombing.
Okay.
You're allowed to suck. Whatever.
no.
It's trial and error. You have no idea. All you
I don't
control
suck.
of.
I just don't care.
I think she's saying about when she's performing.
That's what I mean.
She's worried about am I
can't control
achieving
that.
what I wanted to achieve tonight, and she's hoping that the audience
You
comes
can't
with
control
her.
that. You
Yeah.
can't.
If they don't. It's
You
not
throw
a
it
big deal.
out, and
Yeah.
whatever you
I
get
just
back
go have
is not
fun.
up to you.
Because comics always ask me when you get on stage, like, you know, you get on stage, you always do so well, but how do you're not afraid? And what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Just go do it. You know who you are.
I don't have no
You're gonna do
kids
it.
here right now.
Yeah.
I had a mimosa. I know it's 10 o'clock at night, but I had a mimosa. And I'm just going to go on stage and fucking have fun. And if they laugh, they laugh. And if they don't, I don't give a fuck.
All right. But would you
It's for
go up
me.
and there you go? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we perform for other people, but most of the people who are in entertainment that do stand up, it's for us first. It's our, like she said, I can't not do it. It's for her first. And we want to bring you along with us because this is going to make me feel great when I get off the stage.
Right.
It's nice if you could feel great with me. But if you don't, my job is
Yeah.
not to make you, because now you got a responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, and now every
my
time
whole
you
thing-
get up, I'm
yeah.
responsible for your, no, I
No.
am.
You can't control that. You might bomb, you might whatever. But if you go up with the attitude that I don't give a fuck, like in the
That's
sense
just
that
mine.
no, not. I mean, in the sense that I'm not even gonna try. Like that becomes obvious.
No,
like
I'll
that,
try.
Like, oh, I'm gonna do this show. If there were execs here, I would do a different show than I would because you're just some fucking dude, or I don't respect
all the
this.
same
Oh,
for
it's
me.
5 of you. Suck, kiss my ass.
No.
I'm gonna just, ugh, you know what I mean? And do jokes that they're not even jokes. Like
Yeah.
just berate you or
Yeah.
make you get on stage
Yeah.
or whatever. That would be my issue.
But when he did
Not
that, I feel
you
like that
attempt-
person had fear. He was afraid.
Right. Well,
When
no.
comedians jump to the crowd and embarrass the crowd, there's a fear that
Yes.
your natural stuff wouldn't work. So you gotta
There's a
jump.
doubt.
Yeah.
Man, it went bad that night.
Yeah.
But, anyway,
But I'm just saying,
that's what's up.
for
yeah.
somebody who asked me, I just said, well, I don't think about it. I
You
just go on
approach
and
it.
go.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're trying to make, there's 50, 60, 70, sometimes 100 people in an audience. I got to make each one of them laugh. Each one of them are doing different things, going through different things. So I don't know, this joke might work for her, but it might not work for her. I can't go on stage thinking about what would work for you. I just do what works for me. And I'll bring you in to what works for me. But I can't do it based on what may work for you. It's too many of you to make everybody, to try to singly make everybody happy. So that's why I said comics, she'll do a story and talk about women empowerment. She'll bring you in, not try. I'm not coming to you, I'm bringing you to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because if I
Yeah.
have a party and it's my birthday and you got to gift for me at your house and you got to gift for me at your house and he's got to gift for me at his house and you got to gift for me at your house, I got to go to all of your houses to get my gifts? No, how about everybody just come to my house
Right.
and bring your gifts to my house?
And not everything
Yeah.
works. I mean, I've had sets before where 90% of the crowd is absolutely with me and they are dying and having a good time. And then like I had an experience in San Francisco at this place called Cobb's, and it's this big wide room and there's like these set of chairs that are against the wall. So they're separated from the rest of the room. And the middle of the room is with me, like laughing, like dying with what I'm saying. And to the point where like I take a breath because I want to like give them time to laugh. And I'm also just enjoying them laughing. And I'm looking at this one girl and she has just been like giving me stank face all night. And at this point she looks at me and she starts mouthing at me, "You're terrible.
Oh,
You're terrible."
Jeez.
And she's just like shaking her head, like, like just like angry auntie face, just, just like, and literally the rest of the room is like, there's a woman like snot is coming out of her nose because she's laughing so hard at what I'm talking about, but she was not with it. And then I just had to like, instead, and like most comics would have like just pushed through it, but I just instantly was like, I just want to know more about this angry lady. Now I just want to know, and I like had a little moment with her. But I ended up stopping it pretty quickly because it just wasn't funny. I could just tell she just was like
a black hole of energy.
She just couldn't get in with what I was saying. I was just talking about women and like loving their bodies, and she just heard like be a hoe, which was not what I was saying. Like, but on the outside, if you weren't paying attention, that's what it sounds like. I was like, okay, well, you've already decided something about me, and you've had some difficulty with hoes in your life, so you were bringing all of that into this room. But like, I didn't care. Like most people, some comics seeing that would have destroyed them. They would have, despite the fact that they were doing well with 97% of the room, that one person, that one interaction would have just made them wrap up quick, get off stage, be in their feelings,
or be disrespectful and go at
super
that
disrespectful,
person.
and go
Call
in on
names.
them super hard. And I didn't do that. And just instead, I acknowledged the fact that she was unhappy. And I was like, "Why are you so mad at me?" I'm like, "You were literally so mad." And she was like, "I don't want to talk about it." And I was like, "Well, then me neither." And I was like, "All right,
keep it moving.
Let's move through it."
But for the ones who like me and
that's pretty much what it did. I was like, it's a good thing that the rest of you are with me because this lady hates me. I was like, and then I mentioned it. I'm like, it's a good thing that I am confident because I do not care.
Right.
What you think?
Speaking of like female empowerment, would you say that this day and age in comedy is the best time to be a female comedian, or?
I mean, here's the thing.
Maybe that has ever been, and I'm sure it could be much better. But
every woman and every female comic feels differently. I think it's every day is a great day to be a female. I think that every day is a great day to be a female comic.
Okay.
Yes, our society is set up and we live in a patriarchy, but it depends on how you view yourself. I never viewed myself as less than as a woman or as less than as a comic. So it has never hindered me. Yes, there are less opportunities in general for people.
Women.
But like, I don't let that deter me from my goals and my function. So I think that there is a broadness and an appetite for women. But here's my thing is just, I don't want to be brought in just because I'm a woman. I want to be brought in because I'm funny. And then if I'm a woman, like that's kind of my bottom line for me.
Right.
So I'm more than happy to take a part of more increased opportunities for women.
Right.
Absolutely. I think it's great because that makes people who don't feel as strongly about their womanhood or about being a female comic, it makes them feel more safe and makes them more apt to ask for things that they normally wouldn't ask for. Because that's the thing for me is men ask for all kinds of things and women don't ask for shit. And I think that women need to start acting like men in the fact that just ask. Just go get it. Just go. Don't. It's on us. Like there's shared accountability here.
Do you think women get vilified when that happens? I mean, I think when I watched Monique,
certainly.
I was one way, and then I watched her interview on The Breakfast Club, and I kind of switched. In that I understood where she was coming from. I
mean,
more
you don't want to get me started on the Monique thing because she's got somewhere to go in a little while. And go deep
Tacarra,
on Monique. I am absolutely on her side. I feel like there's a larger cultural situation with the Monique thing that I have a major issue with. But in general, I feel like black women aren't respected in the way that they should be. I feel like Monique is not respected as a comic putting in as many years as she has, period. Like people don't understand like the roads that Monique paved. And it broke my heart to see her community push back on her. Like as a whole. Right. That really bothered me.
And you individually, Tacarra, do you see any in your journey through comedy? Has there been overt, like any... Well, anything you want to share? I mean, I know you got a career to protect. No names.
Being a female comic and being a black female comic, and then just being some people say looking the part. Say, oh, you're attractive. Attractive comedians aren't funny.
Right.
Aren't funny. Oh, wow.
You can't be beautiful and funny. There's no way. or being almost sexually harassed at points.
right.
I can get you on. Like I had a comedian
for
tell
sure.
me, if I take you on the road with me, remember what happens on the road stays on the road.
Whoa. He said that before you
I was
got.
like,
Oh
I was
my
like-
God.
It's like that's so crazy. You're married.
Oh my God.
I've never been on the road because of that. I'm terrified of going on the road
Yeah.
and saying no, I will not. Or we only got one hotel room. That's crazy. They only booked us one.
That's crazy. That's what he
And so there's that. I get that. I don't get it as much because I stand my ground.
Right.
Often I'm very sarcastic, but the sarcasm is real. So even when the guy was like, you know what happens on the road stays on the road, I was like, that's crazy. Does your wife know?
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Okay. You're fine.
Gotcha.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
But
the tag stop there.
I definitely do get it, but I am exactly what she said we need to. I ask for everything.
Right.
I am not afraid to. Well, what is he getting paid? You know, that's funny because I'm featuring and he's opening and he's getting paid more than I am. I'm not doing that. So
Yes.
let's switch the roles. I'll open and he can feature if he's going to get paid that.
Right.
Oh, well, he can't do 30 minutes. Well, then he shouldn't be getting paid that.
Right.
So I'm very liberal. I'm very vocal when it comes to
As you should be.
women or myself, or even with the like I'm the first female host of the Chocolate Sundaes. You know,
Right.
that's a lot came with that. You know, there's accusations of a woman
my
will get a
God.
certain opportunity to do something. Oh, you must be sleeping with this guy, or oh, you must be talking to this guy, or this guy said this, or this guy said that, and it's always just like, can I just be funny?
Right.
You know, can I genuinely just be funny? Is that
Yikes.
impossible
Yeah.
to do? Is to just say, you know what, she's funny.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. Like even when I get put on stage, don't bring me on stage as this. We got this funny female coming. No.
We got something for the ladies.
Yeah,
just call me.
Whoa, shit.
Just
That
say-
is super annoying.
Just
It's
say I'm a
leave,
comic.
fellas.
Yeah.
Please don't say funny female. Just say got this comic coming to the
got a lady
stage.
coming
Super
to the
dope,
stage.
super amazing. You guys are gonna love this comic. And then let me come out and be who I am. Don't tell me or tell them we got to, because some people don't want to hear female comedy.
They don't. Yeah.
Right.
Because they assume female comedy is sucking, she 13.
Yeah.
They assume female comedy is sucking dick and dressing
Tacarra's
up.
daughter's
And,
here
she's
listening
here.
in.
She's been hanging out with me all weekend. And some people, but she knows me. And some people just assume that that's all they're gonna get with women. And it's like, no, we have other things going on in our lives other than that. But then you have women that's all they talk about. She's diverse with her stuff. There's women who just get on stage and they want to talk about sex and how sex is and niggas ain't shit and like what else is happening in your life.
Do you think people notice more because she's a female? Because I do improv as well, and I see like women get kind of judged for like choices they make, like, oh snap, you're not representing women well. Things that men don't necessarily have to think about when
What do you
we're
mean?
writing a joke. Well, for example, I go to Groundlings, and one of the teachers was like, "Oh, you're being too supportive to your like." Because females have a tendency in improv apparently to just come and start mimicking or supporting what the male improviser's doing. Oh, like you're cooking, let me help you cook, or whatever.
Instead of being in your
Instead of
own-
doing your own thing,
Yeah.
and you match me on my level.
Yeah.
So I guess the equivalent would be like, I was watching her like, oh my God, I would hate to have to try to be funny and also think, am I representing males in a proper way? And then, so with that same energy, like would that, maybe if I was a man, would you not notice, or would
I probably wouldn't notice, but it just depends on who you are.
are you being yourself?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't
If
even matter.
you're
It wouldn't
cooking and I
notice.
say, "Hey, let me help," that's just who I am. I don't think that devalues who I am because
Right.
I'm assisting you. Now, if I said, "Don't cook," I'll cook. You sit.
Right, now you're
Then
controlling the
that's
scene.
It's not
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
controlling it. It's that I'm jumping into that female. What people automatically think is the female role of cooking. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, got you.
Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
As
yeah. I
opposed
see
to
what
saying,
you
"Well,
mean.
let me help you." Me saying, "Let me help you," is saying, it's almost like we are even. And it's like if she gets married and her husband works,
Right.
but it's tough, and she says, "You know what? I can work too."
Yeah.
I don't think that's devaluing, and she's not standing up for. We're letting you know that the playing fields are even at this point.
Yeah.
Because if you work and I work, we get paid to pay the bills. Less stress in the house. But I wouldn't want to coach like that.
Yeah, I think
For the record, future husband, I would prefer not to work. I'm gonna need you to be focused.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to be into like
I wanna
12
work.
to 16-hour days.
Yeah.
I like working.
I've been
You do?
working for like a long time. I'm tired. I'm ready ready to sit my ass down.
Yeah.
I'm ready to put on a caftan. I'm ready to put my feet up. I'm ready to gin at 10 in the morning. I'm ready to smoke weed all day. I'll cook some food. I'm ready to settle into a traditional fucking female role. I've been my mom, my dad,
I feel like
my
that's
husband.
cool until you have a kid.
Yeah.
And then
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not going to mess all that up.
Because then once you have a kid, you're like, I got to get out of this house. I will
I'm
get
not
a job
even
to
willing
not be in the house with
I'm
this
talking
kid.
like, you go to work, let me stay here alone by myself.
I feel like I thought the same thing. And then when I had kids, I was like, you know what? If I can get out of this house for 8 hours to not be around these guys, I will definitely do that.
The poor baby's over there like, God, Mom.
She feels the same way about me. She could be sick in the house, and I'm like, you can stay home from school. And she'll be like, are you staying home? Yeah. Can you just give me some holes and give me some medicine? I'm going to go to school. I won't be around you
I
either.
love your daughter's so 13 because we're talking about her at
She
her.
didn't care.
She couldn't care less. She
She's
just
on her
not
phone.
looked up from the phone.
That's how I
She
was.
like, I
but
don't.
no phone. It was just like me staring at
The
like a
wall.
spot on
At
a
the
wall.
yeah.
Just thinking about life.
Adults, do we sound like a wah 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 like the Peanuts adults?
She told me she says I do. But I
like
have,
you can't even hear. They can't hear us.
But I have 3 kids. My oldest is 17.
Yeah.
And he's at work right now. Thank you, Jesus. And
Jeez, man, you don't seem
and then
like you.
she's 13.
Wow.
And then I have a 4-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas.
Right.
So she is here. But I mean, it's different when you have comedy's different when you have kids because you got to get them to believe in your dream too.
Oh wow! But they do. They support.
They're coming on board now, but before it was really tough. I had my son like, I don't even know if you're funny. You're always at shows. What if you're not funny? And then I did the worst thing a mom could do. I hosted the comedy, the talent show at his high school.
Oh yeah.
So they had me on flyers all over his school, on the lockers.
Hilarious.
All his
Your mama
friends,
fine, dog.
all his
Dang,
friends are
your
getting
mama-
handed out these flyers, and then I come to the school and he looks at me. He goes, "Please be funny."
Please be
Hilarious.
funny. Ruin my high school
Because he's like the
career.
high school football jock, and he's like, "Please be funny." Mom." And I was like, I got you. Take out the garbage. Are you gonna take out the garbage?
Because I cannot be
Because I
funny.
cannot be funny. And can I get the passcode to your phone? Give it to me now. I think they're gonna call me on stage. Give me the passcode to your phone. All right. But it was actually good. So I host it every year.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good, but it's
That
different.
is so cool.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine like having to check like 3 little phones.
Yeah.
Well, not like the little one. I mean, I don't know.
No, the
like,
little one,
maybe
she
the
does-
little one doesn't
the
have
little
a
one has
phone.
nothing, yeah.
But yeah, I just can't even. I mean, but that's something real that you have to do.
You have
like
to
that's
go to
an
the phones.
absolute necessity of
check the
like.
phone.
Like I have a goddaughter who's 11, and like she only gets her phone certain times a day. Like, and it's all super supervised, and like she has to like show her mom like when she's texting, like
Yeah.
this is who I'm texting, and this is why I'm
Yeah.
texting them. Like.
Well, it's not because even with her, I had this issue. I had to like
It's for
just
protection.
fight her for
I
her
get-
cell phone.
Everyone else.
Yeah. It's
Not
not even
necessarily her.
Yeah, it's not the kid, and that's
Yeah,
why I tell her it's not
everything
you.
else.
It's the crazy people in the
incoming.
world that you don't know about that I know
Yeah,
about.
Yes.
It's the 40-year-old man pretending to be the 13-year-old boy, texting you saying I'll beat you at your school.
Oh my God.
And you don't know that, but I
Yeah.
know that. That's why you have parents because
Right.
we pay attention to these things.
Yeah.
So that's why we check the phones, not because we don't trust the kids. We don't trust the world.
Yeah.
With
Well, and I
your
feel like
kid.
as comics, like we also have magnified experiences with social media, right?
Yeah.
So like like I have hella creeps in my phone right now. I know
God.
you do too.
I get penis pics in my DM often.
ridiculous.
Ooh.
Just penis
like,
pic.
Well,
where you're like, I don't even know, like, what people have whole relationships with you that you didn't even know.
Yikes.
You're somebody's girlfriend in their head.
That they, and then they get
Wow.
upset that
Yeah,
like you
I
go,
got
what,
that a
you don't
lot.
respond to my phone. Like I
Jesus.
don't
Know you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I have no responsibility.
It's crazy. You posted a picture, but you didn't even answer your DMs.
Yeah.
I was like, there's
I
like
don't-
700 DMs. I
don't
know
Jesus.
who you are.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Don't know you.
Well, look,
It's not
guys.
my responsibility.
I know. Well, something we want to do. I mean, we want to get more creeps on your.
Oh, so give him my.
What's your Instagram and We gotta wrap up, but I do want to get that
You can follow
information
me,
out.
On Venmo.
Cash app.
Lydia Popovich 1. There's a pixel Ursula on there. Skip a DM, send $1.
Yeah, right? I like that. Give me some.
I like that.
Skip a DM, send $1.
There you go.
Look at God. Won't
I
he do
will
it?
open that up and appreciate it so very much.
Very much.
Yeah.
But no, in real life, you can follow me at Hater Tuesday on Instagram or Twitter.
Skip a DM.
That's that's where you can
Hater
find me. But on the
Tuesday.
real though, Venmo. Venmo, what's up? Get at me.
Venmo that
Cash
thing.
App,
Cash
Zelle,
App.
whatever
But,
you need.
You already know.
PayPal me
Exactly.
Already
if you
know.
will.
Exactly.
What about you, Tacarra?
My name is on all social media. It's Tacarra Williams. So you just type in Tacarra. It's usually the first person that pops up. Tacarra Williams. My Cash App is Tacarra. It's just a cash sign, the dollar sign Tacarra. You can go ahead and send a couple of dollars there if you feel like it.
There you go.
And just August 10th, Comedy Central. 8 o'clock. Tune in.
Dude, that is so dope.
Yeah,
You said August 10th.
August 10th, Friday.
Heck yeah. And once a month. So when's the next show at the Improv Lab?
It's in July. I want to say July. It's on a Monday.
23rd.
There you go. Look at this guy.
Oh,
Thanks.
got you.
Appreciate
Paul
that.
Antonio, man.
I should have that. We just booked this, and I haven't
in
committed
fact,
to
check
my
out
brand.
Lydia tonight because it comes out on Monday morning. So
Gotcha.
tonight at 9:30.
Tonight, 9:30, Hollywood Improv Lab, 2 doors down.
Yeah, get there.
And then,
Yes.
if you do want to find out more about women who are funny, I am also most every single Wednesday at Women Crush Wednesdays, which is also at the Hollywood Lab, 7:45. It is
I'm gonna come this Wednesday.
hosted by and curated by Marcela Arguello, who is an amazing
man.
stand-up comic.
Yeah.
And every single week you will see phenomenal stand-up comics. So this week on Wednesday, the 27th, it's me, Jean Grey, Kinta Brunson, Katie French, someone else. But every single Wednesday, a diverse lineup. So
Yeah.
I want to come this
through,
Wednesday
come
because I'm
through.
off work for 4 weeks.
That's so
it's
dope.
so much fun.
And look, yeah, man. And guys, you can follow the show at, what is it, Paul? At Comedy
Comedy Pop Up or at CPU Podcast. And also the next Comedy Pop Up show that we're doing is June 29th in Hermosa Beach.
Hermosa Beach.
For more information on that one, find our website, comedypopupla.com. But that lineup is stacked. Got
Yeah.
Thomas Dale, Candace
Ooh.
Thompson, DJ
Ooh.
Demers,
Ooh.
Nick Guerra, and Alex Hooper. And I'll be running the show. So.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Well, listen, guys, thank you for listening to the show, and make sure you stay in touch with Tacarra Williams, Lydia Popovich. I've been your host, Sean Grant. Paul Antonio's in the house, and tune in next week. Ron G will probably be back from his Nickelodeon.
Jam and Jam.
Hopefully he brings you some more t-shirts.
I know.
Bring
that's
us.
all I want.
Bring us some t-shirts. I got a 90s party I'm going to. That would be perfect.
Oh, I'll take it off right now. All right, guys.
Smell it
And
first.
follow at Sean Grant Pictures.
Oh, at Sean Grant Pitt. Thank you, Paul. I was
Got you,
looking
bro.
out, man.
take
No
pictures?
worries.
Yeah, on Instagram, whatever. But thank you guys for listening. And,
Man.
Thank you so much.
Be
Have a good
safe.
week.
Thank you. Bye, guys.